A good name can make or break your website. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can choose the perfect domain name. Hey guys, it's Mick here again, and the other day I was killing some time and I was roaming around the internet looking on some forums when I stumbled across a plea for help. Now on the thread, someone asked for help with deciding on a new domain name for their blog. So this is obviously a common problem, and I'm sure you've experienced this at some point in the past, and well, you probably will experience it again at some point in the future, right? So I thought I'd share this to help you out the next time you need to find a domain name for your website, or hey, your product, your lead magnet, or well, whatever, anything that is a part of your marketing campaign. This is important because when we communicate with people, and especially over the internet, the chances of miscommunication are pretty high, and for that reason we need to make sure that the domain name we choose is clearly understood and it leaves no room for miscommunication. So just think about how some words in the English language can have two different meanings. For example, homographs, where a word is spelt and pronounced the same way, but well, it actually has two or more separate meanings. For example, the word date has two different connotations. Okay, one means a specific day that something is going to happen on, and the other means spending romantic time with someone. So if you're trying to convey a message to someone, like in your marketplace, that message has to be clear and leave no room for confusion or misunderstanding. Anyway, on that internet forum, back to that guy who asked for help. Well, he wanted to combine 2 or 3 words to create a brand new phrase that, while it meant something personal to him, it actually had no value or little meaning to anybody else. He asked, from a marketing perspective, would this be a good idea? Now, of course, everybody responded with a no. It's a bad idea to launch a website with a vague name that nobody really understands. And I mean, I know from personal experience, okay, because I've launched my fair share of websites that have silly names, and I know from experience that when you need to explain what the name means, then you're doing something wrong. I mean, my flagship website, the one that I started in 2004, Rimph, well, what does Rimph mean? If you're not in my marketplace, then it's probably just a bunch of random letters. Even though it gets tens of thousands of visitors every day, it's an abbreviation of a phrase that took years of branding before it started to click and resonate with the people in my marketplace. It took me around 3 years before people started recognizing and understanding what the domain name stood for. So for that reason, when it comes to looking for a domain name for your website, try to stay away from vague names, cute names, or ones that you think sound clever but have actually got nothing to do with your website topic or your marketplace. You want something that conveys meaning to your market. So think about words that are used in your niche, the words that are important to the people in your niche because they convey the right kind of meaning. We need to use words that are almost impossible to misunderstand. And as we're talking about marketing, it won't do any harm to think about using power words. These are words that grab attention and force us to take notice. In 1963, David Ogilvy published a list of influential words. Now, I'll list them all for you underneath this video, but they are suddenly, now, announcing, introducing, improvement, amazing, sensational, remarkable, revolutionary, startling, miracle, magic, offer, quick, easy, wanted, challenge, compare, bargain, and hurry. And also, in addition to these words, some of the most powerful words that you can also use include you and free. So all these words are great for grabbing attention, but when it comes to naming things like your website, You should also think about the main benefits that someone will get from using your website or purchasing your product. If we include a promise, an outcome, or a desired result in the name, then we instantly make it more attractive. We make it more appealing for someone to visit that site. A quick example that I can give you right now could be businessinsider.com, because it's got everything that a good domain name needs. It says exactly what it is, who it will appeal to, and what kind of information you should expect when you visit. And another example could be themeforest.com. It explains what people will find when they arrive there, and it's also easy to remember. And we could actually use profitcopilot.com as an example too, because that also says exactly what the website will do for you. So a good domain name needs to grab attention using powerful words that convey specific meaning to your marketplace. But the actual sound of the word is also important. So let's do a quick experiment, and I'd like you to take part in this, but don't worry, all you have to do is guess the name of a couple of shapes. So stick with this and I'll explain everything in a minute. Just stick with this, take part. Okay, look at both these shapes. Can you guess which one of these shapes is called maluma? And can you guess which one is called taquet? I'm going to bet that you believe the one on the left hand side is called maluma, while the one on your right hand side is called taquet. If that's what you've chosen, 98% of people would agree with you. This is actually an experiment that was carried out to see how the human brain associates sounds with images. And that's something that you need to consider when deciding on your business name or your website name or your domain name. You can also apply this to your product names or anything in your marketing material. You get the idea. One more tip I'll share with you before I go is that the human brain likes repeating sounds. It likes patterns. We're hardwired to respond to patterns, and we can take advantage of that in our marketing when we choose the right kind of name for our website. So if you can make a name rhyme, then that instantly becomes more memorable. I'll explain how it works, but think about one of the oldest and biggest companies on the planet, Coca-Cola. Think about the sounds of the words. Think about how the sounds repeats. Coca-Cola. Think about the number of syllables. There's a rhyme there. There's a repeating pattern. And it's a sound that our brain enjoys hearing. So why does this work? Well, it's a process called the phonological loop. When a sound enters the ears, in particular words, the brain bounces the sound around for around 5 seconds and then decides if it's something that it needs to remember or not. If the brain decides it needs to keep the information, then it stores the name inside your memory banks for safekeeping. But if the brain decides that the information isn't important, then it gets rid of it and you won't remember it as a result. You see, the brain takes around 5 seconds to make this decision and then it moves on. That means when someone hears your domain name, you have about 5 seconds to make it stick in their memory. And the best way to do that is to use some of the methods that I've shared with you here today. So you now know how to choose the perfect domain name, you know how to make it brandable, and you know how to make sure it means something to your marketplace. Now, these are all things that we need to make a website successful and stand out against the competition. Okay, I hope you found this information to be of fantastic value, and I've really enjoyed sharing and shooting this video for you today. So if you like more videos like this, then subscribe to the mailing list and I will see you very soon. Thank you again for watching.